I don't know what I did to deserve this. Every single other day, there's another car with a flat tire, and I don't know what keeps causing this. I don't think it's a nail. I'm gonna lift it up and see, but I'm just a little sad right now because I'm just trying to whip the BMW, but she's got a little flat. Can't even kick the tire because I'll hit the rim, it's too soft. Did the old soapy water trick, sprayed it around where I suspected the leak to be coming from, and then wouldn't you know, just got a leak right around the valve stem. When you have a leak, you can spray soapy water and then see where the bubbles come out, and that indicates the air is coming out. Update on the seat. As I said, we've got some warning lights on because of the seat thing. I need to do that module, or apparently you might be able to code it out. I will also note, a lot of people are like, oh, I don't know, you put the Bride in there, the passenger or the stock seat looks better. I didn't do it for looks. I'm used to driving a lot of these like higher horsepower cars and like actually feeling secure in my seat. The stock seats in this, as good as they are, I don't really like feeling like I'm sitting on top of, how can I explain it? It's like the feeling of sitting in a couch and feeling like locked in versus sitting on top of like a hard surface where you can fly around. Even though this is more of a straight line car, I still prefer to have some sort of seat that hugs me a little bit better. So that was the logic behind the seat, not because it looks cool or I think it makes the interior look nice. Like as you guys know me, most of the stuff that I do is for an actual purpose, and then I try to make it look good in the process, but I never really do stuff just for looks if it goes against performance, or in this case, comfort. These seats are really comfortable. The only thing that's a little bit weird about the placement of the seat and everything is now I find my elbow on the armrest not completely lined up anymore, which is kind of a pain. I wish I could tell you guys that this was your idea. Oh my God, Tommy! Dude, you're gonna break it. Come on, actual throw, all right? Okay, try again. Jeez, this guy, he literally threw the speaker full force and hit the top of the frame of the door. So you know what, it's still gonna work. My camera, what is going on today? Anyway, you guys know the Cove commuter, so much so that when I was driving on my BMW and complaining I didn't have speakers, you guys were like, where's your Cove? I happen to leave mine everywhere. So I have one that I left in Connecticut. I think I actually have two in Connecticut because I think I left one in Tommy's Evo. But anyway, I had to get another one, so I have another one now. These battery-powered Bluetooth speakers are very, very rad. You guys have heard me talk about them. Cove has been a sponsor of this channel for quite some time, which I greatly appreciate. But this right here is my brand new commuter. Connected. Perfect spot in here. Just wedge it right in here. Of course, I can't really do justice to the sound, but it almost sounds like my speakers are working in this car. Does a really nice job, really nice bass. It operates for up to 8 hours on a single battery charge, and it doubles as a speakerphone when you have incoming calls. But anyway, I would like to extend a massive thank you to Cove for sponsoring this video, and to you guys for recommending that I use this in this car when I already knew that. So technically you think it was your idea, it was my idea, I just didn't have one because I left mine in Connecticut. But anyway, thank you Cove, thank you guys, definitely a great speaker. You guys can get 65% off with the code Adam65. I will put a link in the description. Look at me holding it upside down like an idiot. Back to work. All right, Tommy's first ride in the BMW with all this power. I know you drove it, but I feel like it's a different animal with traction control off and when you're actually no lift shifting.
Oh yeah.
That's when it pulls hard. I'll just give her, I'll beat on her real quick. It does, but it spins quietly, so you don't really realize it. Like, we were spinning in second, and we were spinning in first.
It still moves, like, it's still pulling while it's spinning, though, which is crazy.
Yeah, I wonder how long these tires are going to last me.
Well, it's not your daily, so...
Now, nothing's fitted, like, permanently in place yet. I'm going to let Randy do the final fitting, but this is your first look at what the S13 is going to look like with these wide boy fenders. These aggressive side skirts, which are just kind of hanging there right now. And my new door. I don't know if you guys know Kip. Kip's pretty well known in the Florida scene. These are Kip's old doors, if you can't tell by the color. Got some 55s in the front fender-wise now. Alberta went and extended my lowers. That way I won't have to mess with my scrub radius by adding a bunch more spacers to get my wheels to fit right. It'll be from the lower control arm, which will be nice. In theory, it'll allow me to get a little more angle. Not that I need any more. But what's really cool about these doors is that they are power doors. And since I have power doors now, power is referring to the actual windows rather than the actual door. Before I couldn't roll the window up with the door closed and I had to open it because of my cage. But now having power windows, we can wire it so I just have a switch and I can just make my windows go up with the switch. Oh, a pallet. Tommy, what'd you get me?
Some racks.
I hope it's some Domu ramen.
Imagine it's a pallet of ramen. That's what I got you.
Don't challenge me, I'll do it. I'll fill a bathtub with ramen.
No, you won't.
That could be you in there, Tommy.
All right, we can do that.
What could possibly be in this long tube? You guys have any idea? Probably not. Hopefully it's not fragile. Looks so cool from underneath. Sick. So our mission today is to try to get this whole entire area in preparation for both the open house, which I suppose we can just announce in this video. I'll announce the open house, go over details and stuff, probably a little bit later on in the video. But it's kind of cool the open house motivates us to get everything looking nice. So our goal today is to get another tire rack built to kind of clean up this area and then clean up this whole area. So this is all free space that in theory we could put another car in if we had to. Alberto's been feeling extra smart today. 2 cool little tricks that he did that I think are very clever. One, if you notice, since whenever we're making adjustments, we always have to keep centering the rack, which basically means you make the same distance for travel on both sides. That way when you have a lot of angle, you're not bottoming out the rack. You went and just put a little Sharpie mark here. So we always have the measurement, which will make it way easier to figure it out. On top of that, I asked him to cut me some extra tie rods since we were having to put new tie rods in with the extra track width in front. So in addition to cutting extra ones, he marked them. So if we ever need to make more, we have them all cut and ready to go.
The end so it doesn't rust.
Oh, this guy. Look at that track width. It's pretty wet out and I'm assuming the BMW is gonna basically be useless. So I figure we'll take the Mustang. I'm gonna go pick up some pizza, just hang out a little bit tonight with the homies. Just kind of cleaning up around the shop and doing dumb stuff, but it's gotta be done. Tommy didn't think that I'd be able to fit this pizza in here. I forget every single time how large this is. They're like, yeah, it might feed 4 or 5 people. This will feed an army. You guys hanging out there? Pizza.
Don't drop it.
That looks like kind of did.
It's like actual size. Yeah, it's actual. It fits you.
Did you not fit in the door?
That moment when it's like right to the inch.
That's where we got the extra wide doors.
Oh my God.
This guy. Ginger's in the house. Hello. Hi, Ginger. Hi, Adam. Hi.
Hi.
Story time. Last time that we got pizza from Lazy Moon, we got 2 of them. I don't know if you guys remember, this was a long time ago. It might have been a day in the life. And we ate them outside of the hot tub. We had like 2 slices each, and then both of them were ruined from ants. We're gonna eat this one. Look how big the slice is. Jeez.
It's like each slice is a whole pizza.
Look at that. That's crazy. It's authentic. Randy stopped by to help start finalizing all the fitment on everything. How do you already know what was gonna happen before it even happened?
I knew it. I just had a good feeling.
He like walks in here, he's like, watch this. Your gasket's not gonna open. So every over fender on these cars does that?
Yeah, pretty much all of them. They all are a lot smaller hole than the actual gas cap.
Maybe it's a Japanese thing. Maybe their gas caps are smaller. It's possible. So what's the plan? Just kind of like cut it up a little bit just to make it work?
Cut it up and get it to fit right.
Sick.
Get it up.
It's gonna be rad. I'm so glad I'm having Randy do this instead of me because I would have just been impatient. It probably would have come out terrible. All right, so walk us through the gas cap dilemma right now.
So we're gonna have to modify the hinges on the gas cap so that it will be extended. Now, being that this is cone shaped here on the inside of the fiberglass, it's never really gonna be dead center because the bottom is always gonna be taller than the actual hole. So we're gonna have to slot the back of this once we make our extension and trim a little bit. Now, notice this is the actual hole. We've lined it up to where this is the actual hole, so we would have to cut this much if we were doing it the other way. But being that we're gonna extend it outwards.
And you don't have to do this. A lot of people will leave it in more. I think it looks a lot cleaner though when you have it out.
Oh,
It doesn't look as like janky.
completely cleaner. Like once it's on there, it's gonna be nice and flush. We'll actually get to angle it the way you want it to. and it will be flushed.
So what he's doing right now, he's just going around and finding the least amount of points we possibly can, and he's putting self-tappers kind of where he's going to do the rivets. I decided that we're like, I don't want to do riv nuts because I think they look kind of ugly. So we're just going to do rivets, and he's going to basically paint over the rivets. I think that's, in my opinion, what I like the most with over fenders. I don't like rivets being in your face. I hate when people have like 13 rivets up here. I think it looks terrible. So he's probably gonna do one here. What do you think, like one kind of in the middle?
Maybe one in the middle. It's pretty, we've got it to where we've shaved it enough to where it's real flat and set on the actual panel. So maybe 2 here, and that's it. We don't need any more to support it. It's gonna, you know, it already comes with a great fitment. So
Me being someone that's like hated on over fenders for so long, like we're going extra hard and trying to make sure they fit nice, because I can't go from being a stock body lover to not nice fitting over fenders. So I think it's really cool how you took the Sharpie and kind of like made all the nice lines. I always just kind of am pretty lame with it and just try to do it freehand, and then it comes out terrible. But I feel like this is probably the smart way to do it. So any guys, if you're ever playing with fiberglass, learn from Randy. This seems like what smart people do. They make Sharpie marks and plan really well before they do it. He already shaved the inside in here for me. We didn't shave it completely flat, because what happens is when you shave this lip completely flat, they tend to crack really easily. But it's looking really sick. It's crazy having a wide car. It's gonna look so good. Randy did a really, really good job getting these lines to look all nice and lined up. But the one thing that we're asking from you, Origin, if you guys ever make a new set of fenders, it'd be really cool if you could just make them too long, and then we could just run this line down and just have it perfectly straight, because this is the one thing that'll probably drive us insane about this. But it's one of those things you won't notice, especially when the car's painted the proper color. But the most important thing is how nicely it fits all around here. Super, super clean. Looks really good with the body line. No, it's sick how thick these are. I know you guys aren't gonna really be able to tell from the video, but this is like, I can't push this in, that's how rigid it is. So hopefully they'll take a beating. From a distance, it looks like they fit really well, and them still being white, you would notice it even more. When they're cream, it's gonna flow so nice. I love how minimal where the rivets are gonna be is. I mean, mind you, they're a little bit bigger because there's self-tappers in there right now. When those are rivets, you won't be able to see them at all. I've got to say, coming from our other shop where we couldn't work on cars and we weren't really even allowed to keep cars there, we kind of like slid under the radar by just keeping like 1 or 2 cars there. It is so cool having a shop where we can actually like work on and do stuff and like keep cars in here. Whoa, what's that? What's that? But anyway, so Randy got the rear fenders pretty much done. So then basically you just got to spray Nicole's car, right? Just waiting for the weather. Yep. And then we should be able to get this thing over there, finish it up. It should look pretty sweet. So definitely a productive day.